Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we talked about the components of balance of payments. And in this video, we are going to talk about the situation of disequilibrium of balance of payments. Now, precisely, a disequilibrium in the balance of payment means the condition of either surplus or deficit. Moving ahead. A surplus in balance of payment occurs when the total receipts exceed the total payments. That means in a country there have been more receipts as compared to the payments. That means when the balance of payment accounts will be prepared, so the credit side will be more than the debit side. In that situation, it is termed as that there is a surplus in the balance of payment. On the other hand, there might be a situation of deficit in the balance of payment, and it occurs when the total payments exceed the total receipts, which means that the credit side is less than the debit side total. So there might be a situation of disequilibrium in balance of payments, that is either there may be a surplus or there may be a deficit. Now, let's talk about the different types of equilibrium that may exist in an economy. The very first type of disequilibrium could be temporary disequilibrium. Temporary disequilibrium is the form, it can be in form of deficits or surpluses, and it tend to last for a short period of time. These are actually a result of some temporary changes in the economy. For example, there may be any crop failure or any kind of seasonal fluctuation, or maybe any effect of weather on agricultural production. So, due to some temporary changes, there might be this temporary disequilibrium. And such a disequilibrium may occur once a while and gets automatically corrected, and it does not pose any kind of serious problem for the country. Next type of disequilibrium is fundamental disequilibrium. There is no precise definition as such given for fundamental disequilibrium, but still, economists have generally defined fundamental disequilibrium as a deep rooted, persistent deficit or surplus in the balance of payment of a country. It is a very chronic case, and it is a chronic balance of payment deficit according to the International Monetary Fund. It is of long term nature and a matter of serious concern for a nation. The third kind of disequilibrium that may exist for any economy is the cyclical disequilibrium. The cyclical fluctuations in the business activity also lead to balance of payment disequilibrium, and this kind of equilibrium occurs because the trade cycles follow the different paths and patterns in different countries. For example, the trade cycles may be different in India as compared to that in Japan. So, any kind of trade between India and Japan would be affected by the difference of the trade cycles in both the nations. Another reason of cyclical disequilibrium is that different countries follows different stabilization programs. In case of any situation when the country tries to make efforts for stabilizing the economies, so the tax rates of the countries might differ, the different types of duties imposed may differ. So in that case, it might lead to cyclical disequilibrium. The third reason for cyclical disequilibrium is the difference in the prices and the income elasticities of demand for imports. The next type of disequilibrium is the structural disequilibrium. Now, it occurs due to any kind of structural change in the economy. Now, some of these structural changes would include some changes in technology. For example, as we know that countries are shifting from the labor intensive industries to the capital intensive industries, and the technology is something that is being upgraded at a very fast pace. So if there are some changes in technology and a new technology is available, for instance in Japan, for a particular manufacturing setup, then the companies working in India would like to have and would like to use that particular technology. So they will import that kind of machinery from that respective nation. So it might lead to some kind of imbalance, that is, some kind of disequilibrium, because the imports and exports would not match. Another structural change could be due to change in tastes and preferences of consumers. Now, if due to any situation the consumers do not prefer any kind of products that were being manufactured in foreign countries, so it will lead to very few imports in the nation, and there might be a situation of disequilibrium. Another structural change could be due to the change in long term capital movements. So, these are some of the causes and some of the reasons for structural disequilibrium in a nation. Now, we have been talking about that there is a disequilibrium, or there might be a situation of disequilibrium, either there might be a surplus or a deficit. But what are the basic causes of this disequilibrium? So, the first cause of disequilibrium could be any kind of cyclical fluctuations. Now, any kind of cyclical fluctuations, for example, the trade cycles may be different in different countries, and it might lead to a situation of cyclical disequilibrium. Then there might be some kind of shortfall in the exports. For example, if by chance a nation is hit by any kind of natural calamity, so in that case the country will not be able to produce the product in a more manner, and will not have sufficient quantity for exporting. Another cause of disequilibrium could be the economic development, that is, the different policies of different nations adopted might be a reason for increase or decrease in any kind of exports or imports of a country. Then another reason for disequilibrium could be the rapid rise in population. Now, most countries experience an increase in the population, and in some countries, specifically like India, the population is not just large, but it is increasing at a very faster rate. So, to meet their needs, imports become essential, and the quantity of imports may increase as the population would increase. Another reason for disequilibrium could be natural calamities, as either it would lead to requirement of more imports, or in case there is natural calamity in any foreign country, so maybe India will have to export more of a particular product, which might lead to any kind of disequilibrium in the balance of payments. Then also another reason for disequilibrium could be any kind of international capital movements. Now, if there have been more international capital movements, they might affect any kind of capital account or current account, due to which there might be some sort of disequilibrium in the balance of payment. We will talk about the remaining concepts related to balance of payment in next video. Till then, stay tuned everyone. Thank you.